We begin a new segment here, a new video, because I have this chair, and this focusing is important here, so I'm going to try to get it to do it. But there you go. See that right there? That's pretty easily repaired. So you get the round circle, and you just do that, and nobody's going to catch you on that right there. Okay, just kind of flare it on out and that disappears. Don't leave the cap in your mouth. Try to put the Sharpie in the cap and then draw yourself a little mustache. You don't want to do that. Look bad enough. Oh, there's another little piece right there. Alright, let's just do it again. Say, just do that. There's all kinds of tools out there to do this with, and you just do that. But over here, a chunk was taken out by said movers. So what I've got to do is cast this piece kinda. You could try to do that and sort of flip it or do something. I don't think that's going to work because it's a mirror image, not an exact. If I had another chair, which I don't have, but even that's kind of questionable. So you can't really just put filler. You can see where I had the marker on me. You can't really put filler in here. Come on, there you go. You can't really put filler in there because it'll just chalk back out of there. So you've got to put something, you got to back it up with something. And not long ago, I took apart that paintbrush to do the stained glass project that I hope you saw. And I ended up with these little tiny nails out of the chip brush. And I got some old radio control stuff. And I found some screws too, but those nails are just about perfect for what we're going to do here. So here's where I had some screws out of my radio control stuff, and there's a little drill bit with a fancy chuck in it. So that looks to be about the same size shank as this. So I'm going to drill a couple of holes in here and drive those nails in. So when I put the body filler in here, you got to tape all this off. I'll show you all of that. I'm going to drill holes here and put those nails in. So the body will have filler will have something to grab hold to, and you just won't knock that right back out again. So then I'm going to have to just get my Dremel or an X-Acto knife or something and try to copy this image over here. Some of it's there, some of it's lost. It looks like I'm lucky, and then a big part of it is plain, but I'm going to have to try. The brown pencil matches pretty good, the brown Sharpie, I should say. So let's drill those holes and see how that goes. And I have some welding to do. I'm a welder, you know. Not here, of course. Yeah, I guess focusing is going to be an issue here, but here's my weapon of choice, and you can't go through there, so I'm just going to drill some holes here. Oh, Chuck, the thing came loose. Okay, well, you get the point. Drill holes, put those in. I got to get some hemostats to drive those in. My fingers are way too big for that stuff. Flipping drill bit broke, believe it, in something like this. So there's my there's my little nail and hemostats here, and you're going to put that in there like that, and might get a little bit of super glue or something and glue that in. I think that's what we're going to have to do, and that's okay. I don't mind, and it can sit here overnight. So let's get those 4 in. I thought it might require a little tappy tap, but it doesn't. Boy, I wonder how old that thing is. So I got 2 of those, kind of cool. So let's get those in there, and then we'll let that kind of cure overnight because it's really cold. And so I'm going to just go get some super glue and put them in. Okay, so these little nails that came out of the paintbrush are in here now, And see, I've got them just a little bit proud, and that'll grab stuff. Now I just put some super glue in there, and so that's going to be, I'm going to tape this off carefully, and I'm going to just use your standard old, if it's any good anymore. I thought I had some. Do I have some? Well, not, maybe that, but I want something a little bit harder than that. Don't I have any Bondo? I thought I had some Bondo. Yeah. Maybe it's still good too. Okay, I thought I had some. I don't buy this in great quantities because you really shouldn't use much of it to begin with, even when you need it. You try to do everything else you can. So we'll see how this turns out tomorrow. Right now I got to go weld on that axle. And anybody got the time? So I've got some appropriate stuff here, and I got here it is right here. So we're going to unroll a little bit of this and chop a little bit of it off. And once again, I just don't know what I'd do without this thing. That's a little joke. But anyway, we'll see if we can mix this up and get that pretty close. Now, pretty close is pretty close, and then I can touch it up later. But I'm going to try this technique of making this lighter stuff mix in with the darker stuff and see if we can get pretty close. I may not use that form thing, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So just read the instructions and just cut off. I got a couple of shots of this. I could probably try this 5 or 6 times if I felt like it. Now once you're done with this stuff, be sure and try to put it in a zippy bag and get the air out of it, and that stuff will last a lot longer that way. Because it will get hard if you just leave it like this. So what a wonderful idea, the two agents just right there together like that, the two compounds. Okay. So here we are with some of it in my hand, and however it wants to focus. Okay. Be sure and wear gloves when you do this, okay? So what you can do is, oh guys, they don't focus. There you go. Gotta find the right spot, I guess. Just do it like this, and then do it like that, and then gotta get it one uniform color. Well, you can tell it's new stuff because it's very pliable, very nice. Just good stuff. Boy, it sure is light though, isn't it? Wow. Whatever you do, don't make the mistake of putting black in something like this, because it won't look right. I've tried that in the past on a couple of things. Getting there. So here's some brown in this. That's why I gotta cut just a little bit of that canyon brown stuff. Let's see what we get here. This is water-based stain, and it's not really doing very well. It's just sort of making it mucky-ucky. Is about the best I can say for that. That's just not working. I've got some of this, so I'm gonna try this black cherry stuff. Well, that's a little better. It looks like I got to start here. It looks like that looks a lot better. Let me get this extra off my hands. Don't grab the TV remote when you got this stuff all over you. Yeah, that black cherry stuff, I think we'll be able to work with that a little better. I must have 7 gallons of stain. I gotta do my decks up there. I think that's presentable. I wish it was a little browner, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Yeah, that's pretty close for what we're doing here. Yeah, and that whatever is that oil based? Yeah, that other stuff's oil based. So something to learn there is the water based don't do too good. All right, so let's just oh, I know what I wanted to do and I didn't do it. Hope I got time. I wanted to take this off. Just kind of save myself a lot of work. Maybe a little work, maybe a lot of work. What do they call this? Frog tape? Now I'm under no illusions that this is going to have to be worked on. It is at least a cool day, so I don't have to worry about that stuff setting up too much. Okay. Yeah, I know this is mighty big tape for a mighty small project, but that's what I got. So, okay. Another YouTube extravaganza of watching somebody do tape work, huh? Okay, I think that we're about there. Alright, let's just tear that like that and put that kind of there. And put that kind of under there. Okay, now that's going to be down in the shadows. Okay, so let's see what I got here. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, let's see what I can do. Okay, here we go. We're going in and press it in. It lightened up a little bit, didn't it? Lighten up, psycho. Okay, let's just make sure it's down in them nails. Now I can't see any reason in putting any kind of glue there. I think I'm gonna forego trying the press it on method thing with that thing. This stuff's mighty sticky. I guess I could spray something on it, but then you kind of run the risk of it affecting the chemical bonding here. So, all right, well, that's gonna be what we do. And like I say, I'm under no illusions that I'm going to have to do some touch-up on this. I think that looks pretty good. We're going to just sort of... Now, once it gets kind of firmed, you're just going to have to... Well, that's the way that looks. Can't pick up the camera now. I guess I have to take my gloves off. So, I think I'm going to just sort of chip away at this thing. Yeah, it's going to be better than it was by dang sight. Okay, so let's take the tape off and see if I can form it now. Because see now, hopefully that's going to, you got to tear it off in a very particular fashion. Okay, and then that will take off the excess. No birds. Okay, birds got to go. Okay, so now that you kind of got that going for you, let me step over here now. This might be a better work angle. I think for color, that's about the best I'm going to do. I hear the birds out there. I think I'm going to just let that, looking at that line over there, let's see if I can get a little bit right there. Fill that in. Okay. Oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do there. Now there's going to come a point where you're going to have to quit messing with it and let it kind of cure out some. And I think we're at that point. Now maybe I should mix up some more. It'll cure differently now that there's chemical in it. But I think I might just get an X-Acto blade or some, hey, here we go, something like that. And just sort of see what we got here. This is just going to take some tooling. Yeah. Now I can see the wood there. So touching it with sticky gloves is not going to be very conducive to us having any kind of success, is it? Hello, sticky gloves. Okay. Now, I know I'm right on the rim of all the wood because of the tape. Okay, well, let's take a look at that. Let me get these gloves off. Alrighty. Now, we all know this is just step one. Now, if it comes, I'm going to have to sand this a little bit, so you're going to retape everything here, and you know, to protect all the finish you can. Now you look over there, and this is so hard to do close-up work with, but yeah, you can see that, and you can just follow along, and that looks pretty good. That's just a start. Okay, now wait till tomorrow. Okay. If it says 6 hours, wait 24. If you think it's mixed, it's not. Keep mixing it, and close your lids and put your stuff away. So here's what we're going for. And I've been sanding on it and trying to get it to form. Put the tape around it to protect it a little bit. And we're going to be ready for a Dremel here pretty soon, I think. Just using this, that's what I got. And I'm going to try to just melt this in best I can. So all I got to do now is get the Dremel, and I painted this black so I could see the reliefs when I do this, because I got to do one right here, and I got to do the top of this one and one right there, and then, you know, kind of get out right here. See how this is thin right here? So I'm going to take that out right there, and that'll also give relief to that cut here. So that's looking pretty good. So we'll have to see how I finish it out. Today is the day where I'm going to try to make this look like that, kinda, with my little Dremel tool. So I'm just going to sit right here if I can find a place to sit, and we'll do what we can. I got my, look how much thinner that is. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this. Let me get my Dremel going, and we'll see what we can do. This is an expensive chair. Shame it got beat up like that by the movers. Okay, so we're going in here. I don't think I can show you much. I really need to concentrate on this, but one of the reasons I painted this black was so I'd be able to see it. It would have a little bit more relief. I don't know if I'm going to need something a little smaller than that. We'll wait till we get there. Don't think so, because that's already there. Okay, so let's just see what it looks like when I'm done. I've got the back side pretty good, so I'll worry about that. Okay, so that does pretty good. That's one of those nails. I'm just trying to back cut up in there a little bit, make it look a little sharper. So there's what that looks like now. And that's what it should look like. I know you can't see that so much white in the background. You've seen it enough times. Okay, well, let me turn Dremel off here. And between that and my Linux Gold, my tool review on this, remember that's for cutting twine and stuff. I think I'm going to get a little sandpaper, and then I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit more real lightly like, and I think that's pretty doggone good. I think I'm going to get an A for that, or at least a B plus maybe. Okay, I decided to put a little bit more wood filler up here and make that look a little bit better. Smooth that out a little bit, and I think that's just about got her. Okay, I think that's about as good as you can do. Now, I've looked at all 8 of these chairs, and some of these patterns vary quite a bit. So, I think that that's going to be what saves me. Okay. A lot happened here that I didn't really talk about because, you know, you just didn't need to. But we're just about ready to sand this out and finish it and call this video done. I think that's going to be good. So that's what it's going to look like. It's all clean. Make sure you get everything clean in there because the paint's going to make the dirt stand out. So I'm going to paint it one time, see how we did, just like a car body. Okay, so I've got it all cleaned and wiped off and blown off. We're ready to try this. Not a sponsor. Paint and primer. What do you know? Equestrian. Wonder if that's a chestnut or a quarter horse or a buck and a quarter horse or whatever they are. There's those spray things. Spray anyway. I've been shaking this a long time. Because if you don't shake it a long time, it's likely to clog. So I'm going to just let you see how this unfolds here. And me talking about how clean everything needs to be. And no skin oils. Got to watch that too. Okay. Oh, somebody wants me. Alright, so I don't care too much about overspray. I do on the white bottom, but let's see how this comes out. Okay, so I'm going to start with the light stuff. Ready? So that's pretty good there. Light coats. Okay, and I can tell that looks just fine. So let's get up in there because that was a trouble spot up in there. Okay, so there's your light coat. Okay, and you don't have to turn those over and mess them up, blow them out. So here's the secondary one, but leather brown. Okay, leather and horses all in the same day, huh? Yeah, it's like watching Jim Hardy. So we're going to let that cure out for about an hour. Alright, so I just wanted to, it's only been a few minutes, I just kind of wanted to get a look-see at that. So there's that side and there's that side. This wood has a fair amount of red in it. Come on, focus, there you go. So there and there. So we got started. We got it going here. I found a little bit of this. It's been about 30 minutes, and I decided I just saw red in it. So I got this red here, and this you do have to spray upside down. There's probably just enough in that can to give it that little hint of red. See, it's starting to fade in a little better. So there you go. That may work. We are ready for the dark coating here. Okay, yeah, I forgot the radio's on. That's going to be perfect. That's going to be just fine, considering it's a repair. I mean, it ain't going to be wood grain, and I guess you could go to that trouble, but I don't intend to go into that trouble. Guess I could paint the whole chair, huh? So I know it's kind of Batman, but I'm using my left hand to hold it. So I think that's going to be just fine. And once I get the clear coat on it, yeah, you don't have to turn it. That's a hard habit to break. So in about an hour or two, I'll put this wheel gloss on it and make it look a little better. I don't think that too many people are going to argue with that because they're mostly looking at the turkey on the table, right? So I think that's going to be it for paint. Now, you can get stuff that looks like wood grain, but I wasn't, this is kind of an economical job on a very expensive chair. So I think that's just fine. Looks better than a big chip out of it. Okay, final shot, both in this and in this. I'm going to put a little bonus footage in here about a little bit of other woodworking I had to do. So this stuff's, I've used the bejesus out of this. This stuff's great. So let me change hands, and I've moved her away from the airflow because I don't want dust blowing all over it. So we're going to try to even this thing up here. Okay. And you just go way over what you think you need to do. Don't hit it now. And then I'm going to do this side. Don't want any runs now. Okay. So that's near about perfect. I am very pleased with that. Good golly. Whew, stuff smells bad. This is one of those you got to turn over. So that goes there. I use that on headlights a lot. So let's take a final look, see. And that's pretty okay. And I don't think anybody's gonna say anything about it. Nobody's gonna notice. Because they're gonna be drunk and hungry, I guess, when they're sitting down to the dinner table. It's not that bad. I don't think too many people are going to notice the wood grain sort of fading in and out there. So that's okay. So now we leave it alone and for a whole day and let that get super, super hard. I'm mighty proud of that. All right, go back and look at what it was. It was not there. So give us a thumbs up. And subscribe, share, and I forgot to do something. I want to do it before I go. So let's take this off, and you can see the whole thing. There you go, the whole chair, and that's pretty nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna earn my pay on that one. So I did forget to do one thing though. I thought about it when I was editing everything. So here's what I used to kind of get the little red tint behind it a little bit. Metal cast, and there it is right there. And I've got this right here. This was the gloss leather brown. This was the darker of the two browns that I used. And this was the Color Max Equestrian. So anyway, there you go. I had to do that. I had to do my horse noise. I love doing my horse noise. Okay, no runs, no drips, no errors. Okay. Wasn't that Johnny Bench's time doing this? So yours is going to vary. Your woodwork's going to vary. And in reviewing all the footage after the week or two it's taken me to do this, just because I haven't had the time, I just remember that KwikWood works better with oil-based stains. It still didn't work perfectly, but the water-based just made it sticky and awful. So at least you're a little closer. And so anyway, well, I can't tear myself away from that. Looks like the proper amount of a little bit of a wear pattern right there. Remember I did those with the pencil, the little brown Sharpie. And so that, I think that's a goer, especially for an extra chair. And so that's going to be it. So be sure to subscribe and tell all your friends, and we'll try not to break things. I got enough things to fix. Bye-bye, guys. Little bonus footage. I mentioned that my floor didn't crack anymore back here. It's because I screwed it down. See them white dots? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had to put 6 screws down. Those really good screws that bite real hard with little heads. But see, it leaves them white dots. Let's see if we can get rid of them. Well, this ain't working too good. It's working okay. I think I'm going to just leave it on there for a little bit. Because if you wipe it off too quick, you have to kind of let it soak in. So let's just dab it on there, let it soak in. Yabba dabba do. Be better than it was, won't it? Just pull it off the cap. There's all you got to do. Now, when I sand down this wood filler, I don't try to get it flat and get the hole too perfect, because I want my new stain to sort of be around the edges a little bit too. So it takes a lot of it, doesn't it? Okay. I'm gonna let that just soak, and that just soak there. Because the wood filler will go down in the grain unless you have a really heavily urethane lacquered floor or whatever. So let's put a little bit more there. Let that just sort of soak in for a while. And I'll put that up there. Okay, that's kind of I remember this stuff. It's sort of not very good. I don't know. Dries in an hour. Okay. Well, we're going to let that sit there for a while. Okay, see the dark dots? See? Almost just goes away. Goes away good enough. Looks better than a hole or something, doesn't it? Looks like a knot or something. Don't want to wait too long. I guess it's been about 30 or 40 minutes. And we'll stand up and take a look at it. There's a little bit on there. Okay. So let's mix you up here. I'm going to mix you up. So where are they? See? Can't see them. They just look like natural little knots. Oops. Especially in this kind of light. That one there's a little darker than I probably would want it. So just take your fingernail, knock a little bit of that out of there, and then your fingernails are nice and stained. That's just fine. Nobody's ever going to catch that. So you look over there, you can see right there. That looks like more damage than what I did. Okay, just a little bonus footage. Just try to make things nice as you can.